about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody moving me. Like the king, we make it plain and simple. Bringing knowledge and fire and reality simple. Reality simple. My black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody moving me. Like the king, we make it plain and simple. Bringing knowledge and fire and reality simple.
Peace and blessings, Safo Haki Shakur Ami here. The name of this piece is Farrakhan is a walking, talking, breathing pyramid scheme. Well, I would not have done this if it had not been for the brother, if you want to call him that, on the radio, for whatever reason, chose to call me out, not by name, but just call out my activities and actions. So I feel the need to address, just his lack of development and his following of a leader that pretty much is a pyramid scheme. He used the term pyramid scheme to describe one of my current operations with Organo Gold International Gourmet Coffee Company. And so, see, what happens is some people are dumbing a significant amount of our people down, and this is really, it could be damaging to my operations if I wasn't connected or sophisticated enough to articulate the failures of current levels of black leaders. Now, Farrakhan, for the most part, I can see it in this brother's lifestyle. I mean, this brother on the radio has children, pays child support, no car, no house, but on the radio talking, just want to pimp people and get people to give money for nothing. And this is what happens when people are lazy. They just want to speak and get paid. And that's fine, but don't try to discredit an industry that has created more millionaires than sports and entertainment. People are living their dreams and actually achieving things. Average people that don't have particular certification credentials, people are making a significant amount of money and truly living the lifestyle. They're spending more time with their children. They're able to educate their children and properly. So that we cannot, and even the home-based business industry, the tax incentives. So there are many things to look at, the abilities to leverage residual income, to leverage oneself. I mean, this is, when people make these kinds of statements, they dumb down a large segment of the population. And so, and you cannot compare, for instance, what, some of the top individuals in Organo Gold to some of these other individuals who are, building, hundreds of thousands, well, I'm not going to say millionaires, but over 50 millionaires in the past 5 years. So that's very significant. Now, whether all of them or some of them are black, the reality is that there's an African American at the top of this particular company. And so he is doing some things for a significant amount of black people, and perhaps even greater than what Mr. Farrakhan has done with just talking and touring Arab countries. And so, and let me just get to, so I mentioned one more thing in terms of, this leadership with Farrakhan. Recently there was an article, I don't know how recent it was, but it was an article about him letting his son drive a Hummer. Why is his son driving his Hummer? Or he forbade his son. Now, if his son doesn't listen to him, why should anyone else? I mean, why should we, his son can't even respect him enough to not take his car, not to drive the Hummer, like Farrakhan got it like that. He has a few Hummers. Oh, don't drive that one. Well, why he ain't drive a hoopty or catch the bus? If he's such a degenerate anyway, he doesn't deserve it. So that's my point. People have to earn things. They can't just have things given to them, just because they somebody's children. You got to earn and produce. And if his son is a degenerate, he's a degenerate. And next, I'll add this. Up in Detroit a few years ago with Dr. Claude Anderson, the Detroit minister was there. He didn't try to come around or whatever. The Detroit minister of the NOI. And I recall even later, Farrakhan was praising Kwame Kilpatrick, who dissed the Powernomics plan for empowerment. And so, and then recently Farrakhan went to Detroit smiling in front of the city council. And, I'm just like, no, them Negroes, they sold black people out. So I'm simply saying we got to know who we following and know that these leaders, and let me just make this, Minister Akbar, the international representative, met with some of the leaders in Organogo, but it's that same mentality that if I didn't invent it or I didn't think of it, I didn't bring it first to the people, how good is it, or, but what is interesting, this is the same thing that happened with the Mata Network, and this brother, he tried to call me out and say, well, first it was the Mata. Yes, well, people try different things. I mean, what's wrong with you, fool? I mean, so first it was the Mata people. First you went from building pyramids to being in the pyramid, man. You better see, this the kind of foolish, ignorant black people that we have, dumbing the so-called conscious people down. The conscious people are some of the most brokest, stupidest, ignorant people on the planet. From listening to people like him, especially those in Baltimore, has been dumbed down by this fool for quite some time. And so I'll close with this. So they met with Mr. Akbar and so Dr. Claude Anderson. I mean, and most people, Farrakhan never quoted the work of Dr. Claude Anderson. And let me just make this plain. I've studied at Everyone's Place bookstore. I'm connected. I've been on hundreds of conference calls, attended conferences in Prince George's County, D.C., Baltimore, all over Philadelphia, New York. So I'm connected. I see things that other people are not seeing at this particular time. It would be nice. I don't need to necessarily travel internationally like that to, how Farrakhan try to push that over you like a cult and say, oh, I've traveled, so I know, listen to me and give me your money. What are you going to produce? Huh? So that's what I'm saying. Outside of just having followers, they just want to be a part of something, but they're not showing improvement. They're not really building anything. They're not progressing. I know they're not. They can't, because it's mathematics that you don't have a true plan, And then you dissing Dr. Claude Anderson, or not trying to study that analysis and the work of Dr. Amos Wilson. So what are you talking about? And that go for these other leaders, Dr. Wesley Muhammad, Umar Johnson, who failed to look at the analysis of Dr. Claude Anderson, and they're failing again. So they just cannot bring our people to a certain level of empowerment. They're disconnected. They're disconnected from some things, and so they've been getting education, training. They've been getting trained in these institutions instead of studying how to empower our people. And so I'm just saying it's a new sheriff in town bringing some real knowledge, some real solutions. You can keep on being dumbed down by these people if you want. I don't give a damn, what you foolish Negroes do. Because I'm moving forward, progress is being made. I'm going to educate the people, and people are going to wake up. They're going to see the tangible results. They're going to see the progress, and they're going to want to work cooperatively and collectively, because they're going to see that this is just not another rap and clap session, how many of these leaders are out here doing. And the brother wanted to throw me out there about something. Yeah, he said something about Al Sharpton. Yes, I said something about Al Sharpton in his comment. I wasn't endorsing his intellectual abilities or what he's doing. I'm just saying, well, let's look at what he said on this particular topic. Huh? Just like I would do, I'm an intel gatherer. I study at Everyone's Place bookstore. That's enough. I'm the only one in Baltimore who has studied just about everything there. So I have the certifications. And so it's going to be manifest how I organize on a daily basis. And so that's all I have to say. You can check out part 2 to this. But you know, real leadership here, real work is being done. So stay connected and let's keep building. Peace. So as I was saying, I got to do something about this. Maybe I need a new camera or something, but you know, it doesn't last longer than 9 minutes, so I got to fix this. So yes, so if you want to keep listening to these speakers, I mean, they've done their job, but now it's time to move on. It's time to move on from some of those that cannot move our people forward. You know, I'm a practical, strategic thinker, researcher, and I try to work with those that have true solutions. And at this particular time, there's no comparison between some individuals that make $1 million a month to someone that makes $100,000, $200,000 a year on certain issues. So let me just make that particularly clear. So I mean, yeah, we have to make that clear that some people just don't know how to empower us as a people. They're good speakers, Dr. Wesley Muhammad and Umar Johnson and some of these other leaders, Mr. Farrakhan, but you know, they have their limits, and they're going to have to recognize their limits, or they're going to become obsolete. To some that have listened to their work, and to some that have read particular books, and those that are on the ground and are experienced and can claim their experience as being valid and valuable. But I know that some of you don't know any better. You know, you may you may continue to listen to these people and continue to get dumbed down, while persons like myself, I am definitely moving forward on every level. So, you know, expect progress. And if you choose to be left out because somebody have dumbed you down all of this time for the past 20, 30 years and up to the day, then you keep on rolling with these fools, because they're not going to take us anywhere fast. They don't have the intelligence, they don't have the experience, they don't have the strategic, cooperative, collective thought process to analyze certain situations and partner and create collaborations. Operational unity is what the term is. And so you know, so that's what I was. This piece was, Farrakhan is a walking, talking, breathing pyramid scheme, and yes, I stand by that. It's not, you know, I mean, if you got enough money, you can let your son steal a Hummer, you know, just, oh, you know, that's just one of our cars, a Hummer, not a hoopty, not, you know, ride the bus. He's gonna steal a Hummer, huh? Irresponsible and stealing from the minister, huh? That's the kind of children, you know, he's raising. And so, you know, I don't know what's going on with that, but you know, well, we don't have time to be, you know, these followers of minister calling everybody out just because, you know, they can sound eloquent. They learn how to pimp the black community. They can sound a certain way and know how to sound like a minister, so they can pimp you like how black churches pimp black people. And so that's where I'm at with this. And so, you know, I could care less. Operations are moving forward, and some people are just going to be left out of you know, of our progress. And so you know, that arrogance won't work here. You know, you don't have enough books. None of these so-called
my black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody moving me. Like the king, we make it plain and simple. Bringing knowledge and fire at reality simple. Reality simple. My black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody moving me. Like the king, we make it plain and simple. Bringing knowledge and fire at reality simple.